if Trump pulls off a victory tomorrow, let's get all the eventualities out the way.
Yeah.
Where does the money go? What sort of sizable moves do we go? And how do we bet on which particular crosses?
The winner will be the Japanese yen. I think everyone flies into the yen at a pace that we haven't seen in a long, long time. Dollar yen's what, 104 at the moment. You know, first stop's going to be 99, I would say, on that kind of move. It's not going to be a chance move over the course of one state going, but as soon as we start to hear states on the East Coast, which maybe Clinton had as a slight blue. If they go red, if they go for Trump, for example, Pennsylvania for maybe an Ohio, something like that, a New Hampshire, for example, then the yen's going to be the main beneficiary of that. And I think we could see a really, really quick and vast sell-off in dollar against the havens, the euro, the Swiss, and the yen, and then your Mexican peso.
What happens to the peso?
I mean, the question's been 18 or 22, and obviously it's not going to go to 18 on that. But it's not going to just be the Mexican peso. You have to look at his record and his verbatim around trade. It's not just Mexico who he's kicking off against. It's also China. The elements of a trade policy under Trump may also cause some problems. We saw problems in the Canadian options markets a couple of months ago when Trump started to make a bit of a lead. So you're looking at dollar CAD and dollar CNH as well.
So how much of this would be dollar weakness primarily, Jeremy, and how much weakness percentage-wise would we see in the dollar?
I think there's the possibility of around a 5 to 7% move over the course of the overnight session. But this isn't just the kind of weakness that we could see on a Trump win. One thing I'm actually quite worried about, the nightmare scenario, is that Hillary Clinton wins the Electoral College. She has a sizable lead in that, but Donald Trump wins the popular vote. And his rhetoric has all been about the system's against him and the system's against the people who vote for him. So if he's able to stand there in the early hours of Wednesday morning and come out and say, more people voted for me than voted for her, but yet we still haven't won, then that could really, the civil unrest that could promote could really prompt some further sizable losses for the USD as well. So 5 to 7%, maybe just the start.
Is the corollary true? If Clinton wins, the dollar strengthens, or does it just stay in a holding pattern?
I think, it's the status quo. You'd expect a little bit of a relief rally. We're seeing a bit of a squeeze at the moment in things, and a relief rally by 1.5% is entirely possible. The majority of the green moves that we're going to see on the day are going to be, in those emerging market currencies, in those currencies which have been altered as a result of the trade policy, be it CNH or be it, the Mexican peso, as we said earlier. But dollar-wise, there's a lot of asymmetric risk tomorrow.
Sterling, if Trump wins.
Sterling, if Trump wins,
Short term, long term.
Short term and long term. I'm a bear on sterling. I think if it goes Hillary tomorrow, sterling has hit its bottom for the year.
Really?
If it hasn't, then we're continuing to head lower.
Hit its bottom for the year. Are we in best week last week since 2009 against the dollar?
Yeah.
So we bottomed if it's Clinton, and where are we heading? How far and how fast? Upwards?
Upwards. I don't think we're going upwards. That's the thing.
Oh, okay. We're just going to... That's it.
Yeah, we've bottomed out.
Okay.
Any fiscal stimulus coming forward from Chancellor Hammond towards the end of the month in the autumn statement may give a little bit of a boost if people start to think that any inflationary pressures are going to have to be counteracted by the Bank of England. But no, our end of year prediction was 122 in sterling dollar. I don't think we've got any reason to change that at the moment.